Hi guys, welcome back to Dualcraft Labs. Today we're going to be making these lanterns. These are strictly from the Dollar Tree. They cost me $6 and whatever the tax was. And we're going to show you how I created those. We're going to go over how to take them apart. We're going to talk about what to do in the software. And then I'm going to show you how it's actually printed and how to put them back together. So join us today. You're going to need a flathead screwdriver as well as a very small Phillips head. The Phillips head is going to be used to take off the four pieces inside. And what you're going to do is very carefully, you're just going to pop the little tabs in here. There is a little, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there is a little bit of a gap right here. You just take your little flathead and just push up, being careful, and stick your thumb or your finger in there. And we're just going to pop these out on the side. You then move to the other side and pop those out. And generally it will come right out for us and come right off. There we go. Once you get the two sides off, it'll come out. Be careful though, because the top is attached with a wire, because there's a sensor on the top here that it uses to light the candle up underneath here. There are now 4 screws. There should be one here, but it's already been, it was never put in there correctly. But that's okay. But there's 4 screws here with tiny Phillips head. And we're going to go ahead and just take those off. Again, you want to be careful and note how this wire is put on the indent right there. There we go. See, there's a little bit of an indent on these. So you want to make sure that whenever you're putting it back, that indent is... that wire goes back behind that indent there. So we're just going to unscrew these. They're not very long screws, and then these just slide out. Now there is a little bit of a, don't lose your screws either. There is a little bit of a tab at the bottom of these, and I'll try and show you here once we get these out and remove the plastic panels that we have here. There we go. So once all 4 of those are out, the panels just slide right out here. And you can go ahead and take them out. There we go, all 4 of them. Now, at the bottom of here there are tabs right here and here. And this is where those plastic pieces sit. But in the corner here, I'll see if I can get it in. There's another little tab here. It's kind of rounded. It's very tiny. Well, it's not too tiny, but it's a little bit thin, and it's right there. That's where those pieces that we just removed with the screw, they will sit in there and stay flush, and that's what holds in our plastic pieces. We're now going to go over and we're going to prep our 2 pieces. I do these 2 at a time. All 4 of these will not fit, or I probably could get them to fit, but I just print them 2 at a time on here. So we're going to go ahead and print those, and I'm going to show you how I get them aligned. So these plastic pieces have been shipped. They've been handled by a lot of people. They're kind of grungy. It's probably hard for you guys to see, but they're really grungy. Also on here, and I don't know if it'll pick up or not, but there's little circles along the edges here on each side. And what I do is I want to make sure that whenever I put this down, then I'm printing on the side with the circles that you can feel. And on this side here, I can't feel those little circles, but on this side I can. And that's the side that I want to print on. Because whenever I put these back into the lantern, I want to make sure that the smooth side is out. So whenever I'm doing this, I'm going to be printing this as CMYK white on here. So that the CMYK is on this side and the white on the background is going to really help it, that color pop. And we'll talk about that whenever we get in software, because there's some other things that I want to talk about there. But whenever we're doing this, we want to print on the sides where you can feel those little circles, so that the outside is going to be smooth and the images won't get scratched or anything like that, because they're on the inside. So I'm just have the rubbing alcohol. I happen to be using 91 alcohol. So we're going to go ahead and get this cleaned up. I need to double check that I'm on the right side here, because knowing me, I will, do the wrong side. There we go. So I just put some on here, take a cloth, and make sure that I'm cleaning this really well. On my bed, I'm using the big bed on this, or the standard bed. I have my ultimate jig, and I just used a corner piece and a single piece there, and that really helps line that up to make sure that they're straight. I'm going to do this with the other one. Like I said, I do these two at a time and make sure that I'm getting the right side here. I do. So again, just pour some on there and wipe it off. Because it's rubbing alcohol, it will evaporate. But just make sure that you're getting your fingerprints and those oils off as best as you can. And then kind of, don't touch the side that you just did. What's nice that I like about this jig is that this is, I've done more than one of these, so we can go ahead and just pop it in where I know that it will fit, and I can see it on the actual software itself. Now that we have these set, let's go over to the software, and we'll talk about what we need to do over in the Eufymake Studio. So we're back in the software for Eufymake, and I'm going ahead and taking the snapshot already. You can see, because they're the plastic panels, you really can't see where the edges are. Now, I've done this before, so you can see where my outline is here, which is nice because these are silicone mats, and this will just rub off whenever I'm ready to. And this allows me to line up where those edges are. But if that wasn't there, I would have a really hard time, which is why I use these angle pieces here. If you don't have this mat, you can use some tape or something to kind of offset so you can see where it is with these clear plastic pieces. With this image here, you'll notice that it says Town Hall. Now, whenever I go and put these into the actual lantern, this is going to be flipped. So if I printed it this way, then Town Hall, whenever I flipped it and put it on the inside, it would read backwards. So what I need to do is I need to right-click on the image and flip this horizontal here. And you'll notice now it says it's now backwards. So we can go ahead and set this to the size that we need it based off of everything that we have seen with our guides that we've created here. I'm not sure why that's cutting off half of it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to delete that, and I'll bring it back in. That was weird. I don't know why it did that. So I'll just bring it back in. I found that under upload. I've done this before. I've used this image before, and now I'm going to flip it horizontally. And now we can just make it smaller and make it the size that we need it. And instead of using the corner anchors, I'm going to use the side anchors to do this. Now, because these are long and somewhat skinny, it may skew your image a little bit, but I think this looks fine. Once it's actually into the lantern, it'll look fine. We'll see this a little bit more over here on this other image whenever we do it. But I want to make sure that I am all the way on there, and we'll bring down the transparency a little bit on this so we can kind of take a look. We can zoom in here a little bit as well using our zoom here, and we can see that that does fit in there with the overspray. I'm not worried about the overspray with that. Now we're going to do the same thing with this one. I did try and use the contour. I turned it off for these because it was not picking up the plastic inserts for these. So I just turned it off, and I'm just doing this manually. And you'll notice that, like I said, this makes it a little skewed. So we're going to go ahead but once it's in here, it actually looks okay. We'll bring it down just a little bit. There we go. All right. So we've got both of these now. Why is this? Now this one is missing. Let's bring that to the front. I find sometimes that whenever you do this, it puts stuff to the back for some reason. Well, that didn't work, did it? So let's try this once again. Apparently it doesn't like this image. Let me try this one. Let me try that version. It's the same image. I just did it in here. Let's actually place it first, and then we'll bring it back into and invert it. So we'll just bring this down again and back over. There we go. That works. And now I'll go ahead and flip that horizontal there. Now, the other thing that we need to do, because we're going to be putting this on the inside, so really we're printing this backwards. So it's going to be, instead of white CMYK, we're going to do CMYK white. But it's going to come up with 6 white. And honestly, I don't like that, because the candle in this lantern is not very powerful. You don't want that white to block out the light that it does make. So I generally do about 2 of white. You can even go down to 1 if you wanted to. That's entirely up to you. But we have those set now to where we want it. We're going to keep it on flat, and I do print on standard. And I left my material as unknown since I put in those customized white there that it doesn't matter for the material. We can go ahead and now click print, and we'll find out how long this is going to take us. It generally doesn't take too long for these. Boy, was I wrong. It's going to take 13 minutes, 12 seconds. And again, that's an estimate. So around 13 to 14 minutes it'll take. It's going to take 1.3 milliliters of white. Again, you can bring that down. This is 2 layers of white. You could do no layers of white if you wanted to and just have the CMYK there. That would probably look okay too. Maybe I'll try that on the next set of prints with the other 2 that I do. We're going to go ahead and click start, and we'll be back in about 14 minutes and see what they look like. Okay, this just finished up. It took 13 minutes, 44 seconds. Remember, our estimate was about 13:12, so it was all, about 20 seconds or so, which isn't too bad. Now, whenever these come out, remember we did them CMYK white, so it's going to have a white, it'll be white on the back. However, whenever we flip it around, this is where we have our color that's going to appear here, and this is what's going to show on the outside of the lantern. So we're going to go ahead and take these out. We're going to take the other 2 sides, create 2 more images, and we'll be back once those are done, and I'll show you how to assemble the lantern and put it all back together. So we have completed all 4 of our panels here. We have the witch house here that we did. Again, remember we printed on the back with that white, with the CMYK and then white, and then we have this one, and this one, and this one. And don't forget, again, especially with this one, because it has words and text in it, we had to flip this horizontally so that it shows up correctly. Now, in order to put these all back again, it's really easy. You just slide them in down in here, and you want to make sure that, remember where those little tabs were, that you're on these are slotted into those tabs. There we go. And then you just go around and you insert all of these. You'll notice that these kind of flop in here, and that's okay. because we are going to put those corner pieces on there to keep them from flopping around. Now, whenever you get to the area where that where the cord is, you want to be careful and make sure that you're not pulling that cord. But you also want to make sure that you are doing the tabs here on the bottom, as well as the for each one of these. You may have to move that cord out of the way a little bit and just kind of play with these a little bit to get them in there. Especially for the last one here, we got to kind of flip this around a little bit more and bring it out of the way so that you can put these in with the tabs. Also, make sure that you're putting them in the right way. I put them in upside down before. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take these pieces here and make sure that you don't lose the screws. Generally, I try and keep the screws into the holes that they came from. And what I do is I start with the with the one that has the cord here. And remember, whenever we took this off, that the cord goes into this little notch right here that is part of this plastic piece. Whenever you put these back on, the curved side, right, that goes into the corner, so that what you're going to see from the outside of the corner is this concave area. That'll be on the outside of there. And again, those we have those little notches in there, those little things that are up in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that this fits into, put the screw right there on the hole that's there for the screw. And then we're just going to screw this down. We're going to do this for all 4 of these. And again, make sure that that cord is right there and out of the way, utilizing that notch. So we can just go around here, again, insert into that little notch that we saw earlier, and then you insert the screw into the hole, and that really helps to line it up. Sometimes I don't do a good job of lining this up, and it doesn't screw in correctly, and I get it off kilter here. There we go. So you just want to make sure that whenever you're doing it, just put that screw at the top of the hole, and it really helps you as you start to screw this in. It'll guide you down, and then we can just put those in there. And again, just around, do this with all 4 of these, and you'll be good to go. And then we can just pop the top on, and whenever it lights up, oh, I missed that one, that's for sure. There we go. And if you miss, you just put it back on and screw it back in. There we go. Now, this does have to be dark in order for the sensor to work. You can do holding your hand over it. Whenever you put it on, just kind of look out, and again, for this cord that we have here, make sure that it is not getting crimped. And then you just put it on and snap it into place, and it will now work. Now we have all 4 sides that are done here. This is on the print is on the inside, so it's not going to get scratched up. As you can see here, we'll turn this on. I don't know if I can get it to light up. Yeah, it's still too light in here, but this will light up. It'll flicker a little bit, and you'll be able to see it. It kind of is there, but again, it's not coming out here. But these do light up, and they look really good whenever they light up. All told, it took me probably 25-26 minutes to print these, another 5 minutes or so to disassemble it and put it back together. So you're talking probably in about 30 minutes you can make one of these. We hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. We do read all of your comments, and we really appreciate it. Thank you again, and we'll see you on the next video.